I'm Splorps, and this is Stinkrat32, my hardcore Ironman. I'm taking on the impossible challenge to complete every tier of the combat achievements. A feat normally reserved for the game's most elite players, now it's time to see if I can become RuneScape's next hardcore Grandmaster without dying. I've been mining long enough to get myself enough Stardust for a Celestial Ring, which is a +4 boost to your mining. It's an invisible boost, so you can't use it to boost your diaries or anything like that, but it'll speed up all your mining for the future, so may as well get it early. I've been doing a ton of mining off camera while I edit the first episode of this series, and I thought I would just show a little compilation of me getting some level ups. So here's 60 mining, 70 mining, 72 mining, which is the last quest requirement level up for making friends with my arm, as well as 75 mining. I wanted to start today by getting a Mithril Axe from Animal Magnetism, as well as getting an Adamant and Rune Axe for just training woodcutting in the future, and I thought this would be a quick little adventure. With a drop rate of 1 in 32, I didn't think a Rune Axe would take that long to get, but here I am almost 70 tree spirits later, running out of air runes twice, and I still don't have it. Hey, there we go, that's the Rune Axe, finally, on kill count 79. So one of the benefits of, I guess, going a little bit dry here is these guys dropped a ton of nature runes and ended up getting 540 nature runes, as you can see. That's a ton. Saves us a ton of cash in the future for alking. We took our brand new axes over here to Varrock so we can get up to 30 fire making for sea slugs. That way we can go ahead and get that done. And there's 29 fire making, so just one more level to go. This went by pretty quick. There's 30 fire making, so now we can go and complete sea slug. Let's go. We saved Kenneth. We saved the dad, I think. And some fishing XP is our reward. There's sea slug all finished up. Well, I cut some logs in the background for future use. It's time to start talking about the long-term progression of the account and what I need to get done to set myself up for success down the road. Seaweed runs, birdhouse runs, and farming contracts are all essential to get started on as early as possible, as they have a set duration of time they take to complete that cannot be sped up. Birdhouse runs and seaweed runs are unlocked via the Bon Voyage quest, which grants access to Fossil Island, home of the birdhouse plots and seaweed patches. Farming contracts, on the other hand, are a bit more difficult to unlock. With a farming level of at least 45, you can talk to Jane in the farming guild for a farming contract to complete. She will ask you to grow a crop in the guild, and in return, you'll be granted a seed pack, which are an amazing source of herb seeds. The only problem is, I can't get into the guild, and I don't have any seeds to get started. Alright, little guy, your time has come. Time to be turned into death runes. You weren't with me for very long, but I appreciate you. And wait, 200? Hey, did this guy just scam me? I feel like this was 300 death runes in the past. I might be cooked, or this guy might be a scammer. Oh, we did call him a rat, because I clicked him at the same time. And honestly, he is a rat. Time for us to buy some upgrades upstairs from Scavo. Where are you? Hiding in the corner. Trying to not get me the upgrades. What the? We are going to buy a rune sword, green d'hide chaps, and van braces, and a coif. And now we are kitted out for the future. Man, I just stopped to get some clay just outside the Champions Guild, and man, level 3 skillers always have the best drip. Look at this guy. Gertrude, I lost my cat. I don't know what happened to it. I'm just gonna need another one. I'll take better care of this one, I swear. Okay, I am once again entering my hat into the ring here for a speedrunning world record, and let's get ready to start the timer. Go. Holding space, holding space. This is good pace. Okay, and we're done. Time it. Nice. That should be world record. Somebody get Summoning Salt on the line again. I might be his next video. I don't know at this rate. Guys, I have to confess something. It's been eating away at me. I can't sleep at night because of it. We just have to talk about it. I cheated last episode. In the sheep shearer quest, there was a splice. I said I got the world record. Nobody noticed the frame perfect cut in there. The time is faked. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everybody who believed in me, thought I got the world record. I'm sorry. Anyways, cheating allegations aside now, we are going over to the Goblin Village so we can get started on our first RFD quest, I guess. I mean, it is a quest, but it feels weird. Like our first RFD food so that we can save Wart Face and Bent Nose. Man, these old cutscenes are just so funny compared to what Jagex can put out nowadays in Varlamore. Honestly, they still hold up, and they've got a little bit of that old school charm in them that just makes you love them no matter how ridiculous they are. I've arrived with Slop of Compromise. We'll give it to General Bentnose, and there's our first recipe for disaster subquest completed for a little bit of XP and everything. The farming XP is honestly really nice because we need to get up to at least, I think, 41 or so for Tithe Farm. Let's see what it's actually at. 34, I was a little bit off. But that's the first goal there. You know, I actually did this quest on release without a guide, and it's one of the few quests that I've ever done without a guide. And man, it is extremely easy with a guide. I picked a horrible one to start doing unguided quests on, because with a quest guide, this is like a 5-minute quest, and the longest part is probably just running from hole to hole. And I think as soon as we read this note, that should be Garden of Death completed. There we go, 10,000 farming XP, which is obviously the reason we did this. Gets us up to 30 farming. And now we can finally use the antique lamp that we've been sitting on forever to boost it a little bit more up to 32. And that gets us 2 levels away now from being able to do the tithe farm. I'm quickly completing a few beginner mahogany homes contracts to get to 26 construction. 25 construction will allow me to craft the clockworks for birdhouses, and 26 is the requirement for the Getting Ahead quest, which I'll be completing later on. These contracts really didn't take that long at all, honestly. I'm kind of surprised with how fast it went. It was kind of fun. So here's me getting up to 26 construction, and that's the last level we were here for. I don't remember how to do this. What does the quest guide say? Quick. Is it? No. It was full. I stopped clicking. It was full. Don't do this. Jagex, please. I'm steering left, I swear. Fill it up. Just fill the bar. Just fill the bar. Fill the bar. Fill the bar. Go left. Go left now. I may not be able to drive in real life, but I can complete Bon Voyage by driving a boat. There we go. Welcome to Fossil Island, where we have birdhouse, another birdhouse, a high as hell mushroom. There's even mushroom teleportation, a lovely broken down bank chest, and a dog. This is an actual big unlock volcanic ash. We can add this to our super compost to make ultra compost, and that'll help protect our herbs that we're going to be growing soon. Hey look, it's nobody's favorite minigame, the volcanic mine. And this place comes with 2 more handy birdhouse spots. All jokes aside, Fossil Island is honestly a huge unlock, and like I talked about earlier, this kind of gets 2 of the 3 first steps of our plan out of the way. We can now do birdhouse runs every hour and seaweed runs, I think every hour, 15 or so, 45 minutes, whatever the timer is on these guys. So while our first birdhouse run gets cooking over there, we are just going to wait down here and fletch some logs while we wait for seaweed spores. They spawn randomly every few minutes, and sometimes you get lucky and just get a ton, sometimes you get really unlucky and can't get any. So hopefully we can get lucky, see some spores pretty early here, and get our first seaweed run on the go. We'll stay down here until we can get up to 34 farming just from farming the seaweed. We'll collect spores while we do that and make some headless arrows to pass the time. We're also just going to make this super compost into ultra compost with the ash we got earlier, so that way our seaweed will hopefully not die, as well as provide more harvest. Now that our seaweed runs and our birdhouse runs are on the go, I'm going to try to keep up doing them best I can whenever they're ready. I won't always leave in the middle of a quest every time to get them done, but anytime I'm at a bank, I'll definitely make sure to go and get a run done. I just probably won't show them all. Looks like our first seaweed patch is done here, so we'll just start harvesting these guys, see how many we can get. I also ended up adding this little plugin here that shows your birdhouses and your seaweed runs when they're ready, so that way I can stay on top of doing these at all times. From our last birdhouse here on the first run, we get up to 14 hunter. Not bad. I think that means we can use oak next. I saw it pop up, but I'm pretty sure we can't use... Oh. We totally could have used our oak logs. Oh well, whatever. 14 hunter from the first birdhouse run is amazing. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the support on my first video. It did better than I ever thought it could. I've put so many more hours and so much more effort into this video, and I hope you guys can all enjoy it. And if you guys share the video with your friends, leave a like and subscribe, I might even let Nan out the cage. I started up the Giant Dwarf quest so that we could get into Keldegrim, and the reason we wanted to get in here is because this guy over here, Vigor, will sell us some steel and iron warhammers that we can use in Giant's Foundry. So I'm just going to be hopping here and buying these worlds out until we get 77 of each, and then we'll go unlock Giant's Foundry and make some swords. These should be our last steel warhammers that we needed here, if I'm correct. Probably got a couple too many. Yep, 80 of each. We only needed 77, but that'll work. Off to Blast Furnace now to buy some supplies for some jewelry, which is exciting. Should be the last little bit of gold here. Nice. Actually had some in stock on this world, so that's good. I had to hop a ton of worlds to get all this gold. But now, if we search ore, we have stocked up on a few different ones there and also some coal. We'll be back here to actually use the Blast Furnace once we can, after making some swords at Giant's Foundry, and then we'll finally have some teleport jewelry, which will be amazing. think this is Giant's Foundry quest completed up here. I've only ever done the quest. I've never actually made a sword afterwards, so this is going to be a bit of a learning curve, but I did get the plug-in to help me out with that. There's 6k smithing XP and Giant's Foundry officially unlocked. So we're going to make 11 swords and then go from there. This is going to be us hitting 34 farming and finally unlocking the first seed at the Tithe Farm. We'll be heading there pretty soon after we finish up a Giant's Foundry and Blast Furnace. There it is, 34 farming. I've also been keeping up with my birdhouse runs pretty good. I'm 23 already, one away from using willow birdhouses, which will increase the XP rates by a good amount. Just gotta stay consistent on them. Headed to Giant's Foundry now, and we will get on the way to making 11 swords. So our first sword handed in for 3,300 smithing XP, and we'll take another commission right away. Gets us up to 30. Damn, that was like 5 smithing levels from the first one. Turning in our last sword here at Mr. Kovac. Thank you. That gets us up to 48 Slayer. And then we're going to go do Elemental Workshop 2. That'll get us up to 49, which lets us craft these guys here, the Bullseye Lanterns, for Tears of Gothics and a couple other quests, I think. Oh, there's Elemental Workshop 2 finished up. I didn't realize that was the end of the quest. Takes us to 49 smithing. Now we can make Bullseye Lanterns. These emeralds are going to tick me over to 40 crafting in a second here. There we are. There's 40 crafting. And the reason we wanted 40 crafting is it lets us make ruby necklaces, which can be turned into dig site pendants. And we can speed up our seaweed runs and our birdhouse runs by an insane amount, because currently walking there takes forever. We're also going to be making some like rings of dueling and some rings of recoil, different jewelries like that to just get us around the map better and help us play the game. I finished turning all my bars and gems into jewelry, and I have 45 rings of dueling, 9 game necklaces, and 26 dig site pendants that fit in my inventory perfectly. This is going to speed up some more of the mid game for us, kind of in line with episode 1, and we are going to teleport with this now. And if we go and use it at the machine at the top of the hill, we will be able to teleport right to the island itself. Okay, if you use your dig site pendant over here on this, it will unlock the option to teleport right here to Fossil Island. Always one charge to show it off. There we are. I'm over at Shiloh Village now so that I can get some salmon and trout banked. I'm going to be going and getting the rogue's outfit after this, and I want to be able to cook these fish in between laps. That way I have something to do while my run energy regenerates, because otherwise there's just a ton of downtime of walking. And I'm going to need cooking levels for future quests. The next fish here should be pushing me up to 30 fishing any second now. And that'll unlock salmon, which will increase our XP rates by a good amount. This should be our last fish for 46 fishing, and there it is. Now that we have a ton of salmon and trout banked, it's time to head over to the Rogue's Den, and the reason I wanted to get these fish in the bank was I wanted to be able to cook them in between laps. Instead of having to wait around to get my run energy back and just standing at the door doing nothing, I may as well get some cooking levels for Recipe for Disaster in the future. Burthorpe's Underground is home to a minigame known as the Rogue's Den. The Rogue's Den is an obstacle course chock full of punishing traps that will send you all the way back to the start of the course if you fail even a single one. The reward for completing this course at level 50 thieving is a chance to obtain one of the 5 pieces of the Rogue's outfit. This outfit is why we are here, and it is the key to fully unlocking the farming and herblore skills. When the Rogue's outfit set is equipped, whenever you pickpocket from an NPC, you'll receive twice the regular amount of loot. From coins to common drops, seeds to unique loot, everything is doubled, except clues. Thieving master farmers with the outfit equipped is like having access to a bottomless pit of seeds. And that's why they're going to be the solution to my seedy little problem. Let's see if our first wall safe is going to be lucky, our first completed lap of the course. Never lucky, damn. Oh well, I'll see you guys when I get my first piece. Wall safe number 3 for... Come on, this is our first set piece. Yes, there we are, Rogue's Equipment Crate. Let's pop this guy open for a piece of it, and we'll just go top down so I don't mess it up. There's the Rogue's Mask for our first piece. 1 for 5. Well, safe number 5 is giving me a good vibe. Come on, show us the equipment set. Right here, right now. Get it done. Nope. Rogue's kit, close, but no cigar. 6 safe, come on. Oh, 2 for 6 now. Let's go. What's this piece? The top. Nice. Oh, back to back on safe number 7 for the 3rd piece of the outfit. Hey, 4th piece of the outfit. I think that's my 11th run. There we go. We will take the boots and 1 more piece to go. I don't know which run this is. I think this is 12. This might be 13, but it's going to be the last one. Easy peasy. Oh, it actually was the last one. Nice. Come on, open this up. This should get us the gloves, unless I messed anything up. Cloggers. Take it all out. Slap that bad boy on, and we are looking spooky now. Now we can get double seeds from master farmers, and honestly, this changes everything. In between runs, I cooked up all my salmon and trout and got up to 45 cooking. And this guy, Steflin, he's been here through my entire grind at the Rogue's Den, congratulating me on pieces and cooking levels, and honestly, he's the GOAT. I've arrived at the Tithe Farm now, and I'm excited to get started on this minigame here. As you can see, I've got some tile markers imported, and we're going to be doing this in 2 chunks. We're level 35 farming right now, so we can only use the first seed, the Gologanova fruit. We're going to do that up to 51, not the 54 that it says here. Because if we go to the Cook's Guild, now that we are level 45 farming, I think you only need 32 to get in. We can buy garden pies. We can buy an unlimited amount. They're super cheap. That will let us boost up to using Bologano fruits. These have weird names. We'll be using the Bologano fruits up until 62 farming, where we can once again use garden pies to boost, get into the middle section of the farming guild. I don't think that has a little UI here. And then we can do medium farming contracts. The reason we want to do mediums instead of easies is you get way better seeds, way better herb seeds specifically, and that's really what we're after at the end of the day. So I will see you guys with our first XP check-in. I like to save up all the fruits, turn them in all at once for bonus XP and big dopamine. Alright, after what is a little more than 3 hours, we are up to 800 fruit, and I'm hoping that this is enough to take us all the way to 51 farming, so I don't have to do another 100, but we will see. I think this is where you deposit them, right? 9,000 XP per. Oh yeah, can we just spam click and get the XP? Oh yeah, that feels good. 9,000, 9,000, 9,000, keep it rolling, one more. What does that end us at? 49, I need... 800 XP and then whatever to get to 51. Okay, I'll do another 100 and we will turn it in and then we can swap to the second tier of fruit. I forgot its name. The final 2 fruits. I did an extra 25 even though you don't get the XP bonus. I just want to be done with this tier fruit, ready to move on to the next. This should be enough to get to 51. One more turn in, please. Show me. 136. That's fine. I can get that from a seaweed run. That's good enough. Oh my god. Alrighty. Let's get out of here. We got 325 points. 323. That's a weird amount. So we'll go get some garden pies and come back and start the second half of this grind to 62. I went and got my level 51 farming from a seaweed run, and I bought about 100 garden pies. I don't know how many I'm going to need right now, but I can always take more in the future. I should probably grab a few extra of these. I think I'm going to have to do around 850 fruits of these Bologano seeds. So getting right back into it now. I've been here all day, and I guess I'll continue to be here all day. I got my first 100 Bologano fruits. We're going to turn them in here, see how much XP one drop of 100 is. Gets us up to 52. Nice. I'm going to throw them in every 100 until I hit 54 farming. That way I don't have to use any more garden pies. And I'm just going to go top up on pies between every 100. Okay, and with this fruit turned in, we should be hitting 54 farming. Come on, let's see it. 25k, 21k XP drop. That's good enough for 54. I don't have to garden pie boost anymore. And now I'm going to do another big trip where I save up all the fruits again. I'm going to go for probably 700 more maybe and see where that gets me. Hopefully that's enough because I'm kind of ready to leave this place, but I got a few more hours in me still. I have been at the Tithe Farm literally all day at this point. Going from 34 all the way up to what will hopefully be 62 farming after this hand-in. I am ready to be done. I am excited to get my first farming contracts. Ready to get the fruits of our labor, if you will. Let's hand these in. Let's get this massive XP drop. 21k, 21k. Keep it going. I'm praying this is enough. 60? What happened? Oh, I thought I was done. This is misery. Oh, no. I thought it was time to go to sleep. With this fruit being finished, we are actually, finally, for real, finished with the Tithe Farm. This has been a long, 10-hour day at the farm. I'm done. I didn't turn in the other ones. I was panicking. I was like, oh my god, what just happened? I'm having a rough time. I'm sleep deprived. I thought I was going to bed 2 hours ago. It's done. 62 farming. We can now boost into the farming guild. I'll get a contract in the morning. Welcome everybody to the farming guild for the first time. I've got my rogue's outfit on. This is what we worked so hard for, is to get a contract from Guildmaster Jane here. So you have any jobs for me? I should probably be careful that she's not going to give me a low tier one. Let's just pop the pie and then talk to her again. We can get a medium contract with the pie on. We need white lilies. That seems rough. Let's go check if we have any white lily seeds. I doubt it. Yeah, we don't. Which is why we did the other step of this grind, the rogue's outfit. Now we can thieve master farmers and just go until we get the white lily seed and we'll plant our contract. Okay, I was thieving this guy for like 2 minutes and I was like, you know what? I have a feeling that white lily seeds are really rare. I don't know why I thought you could get them from master farmers. You actually can't. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to downgrade our first ever contract that we worked so hard on. Do you have anything easier? She will give us an easy contract. Some woad. That's an interesting one. Okay, we will do that. This is going to be our first contract actually planted. I'm a little bummed out that it ended up being an easy contract and not a medium that we worked so hard for. But hey, I mean, seeds are seeds. We'll take it. It's going to happen sometimes. 2 big Raynar seeds coming in. That's amazing. I've only been thieving here for about 10 or 15 minutes, just trying to get some more limpworts and some other stuff for future contracts. And I see 2 Raynars popping in. It is a beautiful day. I've been thieving here for a while now, and our first contract is already done. So if we just come over and pick this woad plant, that'll tell us that our contract is done. And we can go, I gotta get a garden pie, and we can get our second medium contract, hopefully, and actually complete it this time would be amazing. It was kind of sad that our first contract ended up being an easy one. Let's see what she's got for us here. Completed my farming contract. Obviously, that's our big reward, is a seed pack. And what was that, watermelon? Ooh, I might have gotten a few watermelon seeds already. Let's take a look, and let's open up the seed pack really quick. Snape grass is amazing. Rest of these are kind of duds. I need 1 more watermelon seed. Okay, I can get that. Huge tip for most people starting out on an Ironman that they might not know. If you plant a whiteberry patch here just in front of the Kandarin Monastery, every time you run by doing like a herb run or whatever, anytime you teleport here, you can just grab a couple whiteberries off this bush every time and then bank them whenever you're at a bank next. And you will just kind of infinitely have whiteberries. Unlike most crops, they actually regrow over time, so as long as this crop grows, we have infinite whiteberries. After what felt like forever, I finally have enough watermelon seeds to plant them here, and I'm just going to compost and water them, so hopefully they don't die, because those took forever to get, and I have 1 left. So we'll come back, and that'll be our first medium contract actually done. If you remember earlier, we got 26 construction from doing beginner mahogany homes contracts, and that's finally paying off now that we are doing the getting ahead quest, and I've got this guy safe spotted on this little pond, I guess. He doesn't know how to go around, he's pretty stupid. So, the getting ahead quest, I guess, is just lies and deceit the quest. We are just sculpting a fake head, coloring it, adding some fur, and now we're hanging the fake head. So we are a master manipulator, it seems, once we mount this thing. There we are. And with enough trickery, we should be getting a quest completed here. After a cutscene. There we are, quest completed for some crafting and construction XP. Very nice. About to fight the Black Knight Titan here, and I just finished up the Karamja Easy Diary along the way, which is pretty nice. We've just been doing all these steps passively as we go, and I mean, yeah, it's already completed. That's really good. There'll be some Herblore XP. This is going to be a big hand in here. It's going to be a ton of prayer experience. 11,000 prayer experience, 15,300 defense experience. That took us, I think, 16 all the way to 30 prayer. That's absolutely nasty, up to 33 defense. That's well on our way to 43 now. Talking to Horvik here for the One Small Favor quest, and I honestly just want to check up where I'm at in it, because I feel like I've done a ton of steps, except I also feel like I haven't really done any of them, because you just get a step done every now and then. It's like a drive-by. Where do I actually end up in this? I don't know why I looked here like I totally knew what that was going to be. I want to go to the quest helper. You know, that's like halfway done or so, maybe like 30-40% done One Small Favor from just zero timing it, really. That's awesome. Is Hammerspike Stoutbeard not the most, like, Sigma grind set name of all time? This guy's just a straight-up Chad. I wish I had a sick name like that. Instead, I'm just a stink rat. Like, come on. I'm currently in the process of just cleaning up some of the unfinished quests that we're partway through, as well as getting a lot of our easy and maybe even a medium or two ready to be completed and handed in. That way when we have the level 30 Herblore, we can actually use some lamps on it. We will be able to just have a ton of lamps ready and dump them and skyrocket up to like 30 or 40 or 50 Herblore, hopefully. So I will check back in after I've kind of cleaned up the account a bit here. No. You've got to be kidding me. I just walked in here and saw this. Oh my god. As you guys can see here, the watermelons are finally grown. I kind of camped them out and I kept watering them over and over while I was training woodcutting, just to bank some logs for construction, and I was not letting these die. I watered them every cycle, all 9 of them, kept them alive. And once these are harvested, our first medium contract is finally done. It wasn't supposed to be this hard, but we got it done. Let's get this seed pack, come on. We'll take our seed pack, we'll take another medium. Oh, I need a pie, right. Well, let's see what our seed pack gives us. Irrits, Harlanders, okay, that's some decent seeds. I was hoping for some more watermelon seeds because I'm out, but we will take that and we'll get another one. Contract number 2, what's it gonna be? A Quorum, I can do that. I'm out here in the Taverley Dungeons, safe spotting my first blue dragon. With the addition of the Elemental Weakness update, blue dragons were given a 50% weakness to water spells, which makes Water Blast here, just using Death Runes, absolutely melt these guys, as you can see. I've already almost killed half a dragon, just while speaking. The reason I'm only here to kill 20 dragons instead of camping them all the way until 43 prayer is it's pretty slow. Since I'm a hardcore and I can't use the Chaos Altar in the wilderness, the prayer XP per bone isn't that high. So while it's technically possible, it would be a much more time-consuming route and not the option I'm going to be going with. Instead, I'm going to be opting to do dangerous quests to get the prayer XP faster. Because what's the point in playing a hardcore if you don't live a little, right? That's the 20th dragon dying there, and whenever the bones appear, we are good to go. That only took just over 15 minutes there, at 17 minutes, and that was with me having to bank from running out of water runes. As you can see, I had to take my coins out. These bones aren't mine, there's somebody cannoning over here, so I'm not just leaving bones on the ground. I'm not that wasteful. Oh no, guys, I'm about to die on my hardcore. Oh no. Oh, it's a safe death. Oh my goodness. No one's ever seen that one before. That's a brand new clip. This should be me finishing up the Fremennik Trials here, which is honestly a longer quest than I remember. I know this is kind of iconic to a lot of people, but since I didn't play way back in like 2007, or whenever it was released, I don't even know. It doesn't have that much meaning to me, it's just another quest. But I will take like 3000 XP pretty much in every skill. I wonder if the 2812 means something and I just don't know it. Like, is there a reason it's 2812 XP? Probably, somebody probably knows. So now that we're finished up, kind of cleaning up some loose end quests and just getting a little bit more XP that we need for certain requirements, I'm just going to be starting this quest here so that I can go to Yatizo. And Yatizo is very key to the next step of our plan. This shop right here is why Yatizo was such a key unlock. This guy right here sells 4 Mithril Claws at a time, and I'm going to be buying 300 of these up front. With 300 Mithril Claws purchased here on Yatizo and another 150 Steel Warhammers or Battle Axes purchased up on Mount Karum, I will finally be able to get my second Song of the Elves requirement done by getting 70 smithing finished at Giant's Foundry. Giant's Foundry was a game-changing unlock for Ironman, allowing us to use already smithed items in place of bars. It also profits you money. Going all the way to 70 smithing, which is going to be our second Song of the Elves requirement ticked off the list already, we'll be profiting around 1 million cash at the same time. It's kind of a win-win-win scenario. I get a Song of the Elves requirement done, I get 70 smithing, as well as making 1 million cash. And this guy right here, Lucky Quo Karen, is the guy that's going to sell us these steel battle axes and warhammers. And we're also going to be grabbing a mithril and rune spear for the future. So we're just going to hop and buy 150 combined of the warhammers and battle axes, and then it's off to Giant's Foundry to finish up 70 smithing. I've got everything I need now to start our Giant's Foundry grind, and I will have to restock once or twice throughout the grind probably, but we'll see where this gets us. I'll check in after our first couple swords, and then when we're out of supplies. Alright, handing in our first sword here, and this should get us over 50 smithing now. There we go, almost 10k XP. Gets us over 50 smithing, so I won't have to use the Dwarven Stouts to boost anymore. I'm also just buying the first 2 molds that I can afford. I'm getting the Flamberge Blade and also the Stiletto Forte, wherever that is. Alright. So now that we have those 2, we will save up for the next one. And I'm just using the list, the upgrade list from the wiki. I'll throw it up on screen now so you guys can copy it as well if you want. I've been wondering why everything is feeling so laggy. I'm still just about to start the second sword here, and I'm like, all these menus are oddly laggy. I'm on 160 ping world up here because I was hopping to buy supplies and I forgot to hop back. So as soon as I pour this sword, I'm gonna hop to an NA West world. And things should be much easier then. Somehow my crops here turned into a movie rating site. I don't really know how, but oh well. Turning in this last sword that I have supplies for here should get me up to 60 smithing, 61, sorry. As well as let me buy this final mold that I have, the wiki tells me to buy. Needlepoint here, and then I'll just save up the rest of the points until I decide what I want to do with them exactly. Maybe the double ammo mold, pretty good for the future. And yeah, it's time to restock because I am out of supplies. After hopping for what feels like forever, I'm no longer out of supplies. And also, if anybody's curious on the math on how it ended up, after 22 swords, I had about a 500k cash stack. I think started with about like 60 or 70k left over. And I spent just around 350k on these claws, and this is on more than enough to take me all the way to 70, I believe. It should be like 1 extra sword, and I didn't quite get enough steel hammers and battle axes before I ran out of money. So I'll do 1 more stop to pick up some more hammers and battle axes when I've made some swords to get some cash, and then that should be all I need to go all the way to 70. And we will be ticking off our second Song of the Elves requirement sometime tonight. Oh, I actually just got a Hespori seed. I was sitting all the way back in my chair. I didn't expect to get anything clip-worthy. Thought I was just getting some seaweed. I can actually plant this now with the Garden Pie boost, and then we can get our first Hespori CA done, because we can't actually kill it, but you can get a CA for killing the flowers without killing the boss. This is the last sword that I have supplies for, so I'll just hand this in, get a new commission, and let's check our cash stack and see where we're at. I already have all the Mithril Claws bought. I just need to go buy about 110 more of these axes and stuff. And I'm with 658k to do it with. That's awesome. So I will see you guys back at the end of the grind at this point. And I'm about halfway through 68 smithing. I just found an absolute unit in the wild. I looked him up. He's level 1 Slayer. He's just out here for the love of the game. Okay. This should be the last sword, I hope. I could low roll the XP and not get enough, but let's see if this is the last one for 70. It is 11,000. Let's go. That's our second Song of the Elves requirement unlocked finally. And I actually have 4,700 points. So I'm just going to buy the ammo mold in case I buy a cannon in the future. And I'm just going to save the rest of the points. Maybe I need a grog or something. Who knows? And let's see what I profited. I actually have a lot. I don't know what happened on the claws. I'm not doing math anymore. We've learned. And I have 775k. I'm actually going to use these up just because I have it, just to get the extra money. And I'll check back in when that's done, finally. And with this sword turn in, we should be getting 71 smithing, which was an accidental level. I didn't need it for anything. I just had the extra supplies bought. And I just wanted to get the extra cash, really. So we're up to 926k. That's much better. I just wanted the extra money since I had already bought them. And alching them wasn't nearly as good. So may as well. What's an extra 30 minutes or so? So now that we're finally done here, I'm going to go get my hourlies out of the way, and then I will see you guys when I'm doing Shadow of the Storm, finally getting off level 1 ranged. This is an important thing to note here for an Ironman. If you talk to this guy, I can buy an escape crystal for 75k each, which is super expensive. This is a teleport that kind of changed the hardcore Ironman game mode, really. With this teleport, you can set it to be active instead of inactive, like it says down there. And let's say I set it to 3 seconds. If I don't move my cursor, if nothing interacts with my game client for those 3 seconds, it'll teleport me out to Lumbridge. So it kind of protects you against a DC or taxes you 75k if you aren't paying enough attention. But this is basically, a tax that I'm going to have to be paying now every time I break one. I'll have to come get a new one. You guys are going to notice this little teleport crystal overlay I have right now. Whenever it's inactive, it's going to be there with this red circle. And then when it's active, it's going to have the timer counting down to whatever I have it set to at the time. And it's just there as like a visual reminder of when to move your mouse and everything. Just so you don't end up wasting crystals 24/7 because they're 75k each. They are expensive. Yeah, I guess you guys could say I'm like Tanjiro the way I just slayed this demon. That's it. Oh my god, let's go. And of course, we're taking this XP into range. That was the whole point of doing it. There's 10,000 range XP. Shadow of the Storm completed. And that takes us from 1 to 27 ranged in one go. Honestly, an iconic quest reward. This feels so good. What a jump. And yeah, that was a hard quest. I had to TP out once. That boss is brutal. The only reason I had to TP out is my Ring of Recoil killed it twice. And you have to kill it with Silver Light or Dark Light. So that kept resetting his HP, and that was miserable. But we got it done. Let's go. Continuing the Lost Tribe here, and this quest is super important for us. Once we complete it, we can buy a bone crossbow and bone bolts, both of which don't have the most amazing stats, but the best part about them is the fact that they are super cheap to get, as well as being available to use at level 28. And the biggest advantage the crossbow has over all the other crossbows is the fact that it's actually 1 tick faster. Most crossbows on a rapid are 5 tick, but the Dorgeshin crossbow is actually 4 tick when you put it on a rapid. That, coupled with the fact that the bolts are only 3 GP apiece, makes it amazing for training on low defense monsters like crabs or early Slayer monsters. And since we need to get 60 ranged for Morning's End Part 1, because that is actually a Song of the Elves requirement, we're going to need to be doing a ton of range training. So completing the Lost Tribe right now, getting our Dorgeshin crossbow is the most important thing we can do currently. There we go, that's the Lost Tribe completed. And now we will just run our butts over and pick up the crossbow. Where are you here, Nardoc? So we are going to buy 1 Dorgeshin crossbow. How much is a bone dagger? I'm also going to buy a bone dagger for the future. And then we'll just be buying some bolt packs here. Maybe like 10 per world and then hopping, or I guess I don't have that much space, so just 7 per world, hopping and stacking up a few thousand bone bolts here. And now our range training is officially unlocked. And so after a few more quests, that's what we'll be doing, is getting up to 60 ranged. Got my 4 ice arrows equipped, and I'm not going to need any more because throwing steel knives at this guy makes the game think that you're actually doing damage with the ice arrows since they're equipped. I kind of wish knives were used more often, like the dragon knives at least. They kind of have a cool animation, and I just love attacking fast in any game ever. If I ever play an MMO, I always play like the faster weapons instead of like slow and heavy hard hitting. I just want to be like nimble and throwing really fast. That's why I love the blowpipe, and I loved the leagues where you can make your blowpipe like 1 tick. That was amazing. That was so much fun. But that guy went down super easy. And now I have to go get the Limport Roots. Of course, we're joining the good guys, taking the good guys' side and killing Lucian over here. And that should be Temple of Ikov finished up now that Lucian got mopped up. Or Lucian. League of Legends player leaking out. I didn't see how much XP that was, but there's a ton of fletching and range levels. There we go. And now we can actually use our Dorgeshin crossbow for real. Using the rock cake on the dwarf is another RFD subquest finished up. 6 council members left to go, and I mean, hey, maybe that's a spoiler for the next video. As you guys can probably tell from all the bone bolts scattered everywhere, I'm finishing up that hill giant task that we got way back in Mauritania. And that was the last one there for 1000 XP. I needed to get to 18 for animal magnetism, because that's what I'm going to be doing next. I want to get the Ava's accumulator so that my bolts go a little bit farther for the range training we're going to have to do. And I figured I may as well finish the task out after I got 18. Unfortunately, we didn't get a Giant's Key. Would have given us some combat achievements, but we'll come back for it another time. While I complete Animal Magnetism, Ghost Ahoy, and also Creature of Frankenstrain while I'm here. Every time I have to teleport in or out, I'm going to be bringing some of these bones here until I use up all 20 of the dragon bones that we farmed earlier. And I will show what level we get to once I've sacrificed them all. I've turned into a tube of toothpaste, but without the tube. With Ghost Ahoy finished up, we get a little bit of prayer experience on the way to 43, but most importantly, the Ectophile, a really reliable one-click telly that we can bring anywhere. Definitely can get us out of trouble if we need it, but with the teleport crystal being added, I guess it's kind of not as important, but still a good unlock. These are the last of the dragon bones that we got from earlier, and let's see what they take us up to here. Honestly, worshipping them here is kind of fun. You get the XP dropped pretty damn fast. It's going to put us a little bit of the way through 35. We got 8 levels to go until the game is blown wide open. Okay, this should be the end of the quest. We should be getting our Ava's... I think we get an assembler only because we're level 36 ranged. Yeah, oh, Ava's Attractor is what it's called. Right. So now we are ready to get 60 ranged, and we're going to be doing it by just doing all the random lame Slayer tests we get. I'll try not to skip any unless it's like metal dragons. I don't really want to do those. Just going to try to safe spot everything I can. And I won't see you guys until I'm 60 range, which will be a while. Okay, guys, quick little update to the game plan. This is my third task. I am 3k XP off 55 mage to unlock high alch. And I need to get to 78 mage later for Barrows anyways. To have a Barrows portal, that is. So game plan, these guys have 100% fire weakness. I am going to go and get fire runes and all that, get death runes, get to 55 mage, go to LMS, buy rune arrows with the points, and then I can alch my rune arrows for magic XP while I do my Slayer. Boom, efficiency. Oh, there's 55 magic for high alch. Time to go to LMS and get some rune arrows. Little birdhouse check-in. There's going to be 44 hunter, but doing my best to stay active on it, stay committed. I just checked over into 30 Slayer and 44 ranged at pretty much the same time, I think. And I actually got a crab task, which genuinely I didn't even know you could get as a task. And this is a pretty sweet task. They got like no defense or anything, obviously. They don't really hit that hard. They do hit me enough that I need a bit of food just to be safe, but they don't kill me, which is nice. And it's super AFK EXP. I love it. Couldn't ask for more. Guys, has anybody ever seen this task before? 62 other worldly beings? I've just like been standing here stun locked at what this is. Oh, okay. Apparently it's these guys in Xanaris. All right, let's go kill them. Should be easy. I've just never heard of them. That's so weird. You get weird tasks down here at Vanica. I had to get 45 crafting here so I can actually use my maple logs at birdhouses. Because I got the hunter level, but I didn't have the crafting level. So now I can use maple birdhouses. Little upgrade for us. That's 51 range there. Just look at the chat box. It's literally just flooded with levels of every kind. Magic, Slayer, ranged, combat. Like, I love this stage of the game when the levels are just flying in. It's amazing. It's so much fun. Okay, this is sick. Varlamart Part 3 came out around the time my first episode went up. So I thought, instead of crabbing at the end of the night, going to Fossil Island that we unlocked, why not come and try out the gemstone crab? Apparently, from what I've heard, it's just better than crabs now. There's no need for sand crabs or ammonite crabs. Unless you can't get here for some reason. But I just walked all the way here. Took a ferry ring up to Auburn Valley and walked down. No issues, no monsters that would hit you anything more than like a 2. So I think this is where I'm going to be while I edit. End of the night, I'm at 52 range, 37 Slayers. So the Slayer's coming along nicely. The range still has like about 130k XP to go. So the crab should do nicely. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay, what's my task going to be? I'm 37 Slayer right now, so it's probably only going to be like 1, 2, maybe 3 more tasks, depending on how much I get. And 82 otherworldly beings. Ew. I got these guys earlier, and they were so annoying to safe spot, but whatever, we'll get to them. I can't skip them. For anybody who's never done this task before, I thought I would just show a clip of me safe spotting them really quick. I just tag one of the guys on the left here and stand on the corner of the pond like this, and he will be corner trapped there. You don't need the one in the way, you just need to have him on the corner, and you are good to go. Okay, Vanica, I'm here for the last task. I am 1500 XP off 40 and almost up to 60 ranged. This should be the last task for it. 90 Pyrofiends. Okay, we can work with that. We can do that. This Pyrofiend right here is going to be the last one for 40 Slayer. It's going to unlock Tarn's Lair as well as Royal Trouble for us. And we are super close to 59 range, so one more there. One level for Morning's End Part 1. Everything's coming together. What's the last task for 60 range going to be, Vanica? 89 Ogres. Ew, that's kind of nasty, but I know a secret spot. Let me take you guys there. Welcome to the not-so-secret ogre killing spot. I think everybody knows about this one now, but this is where I chose to do mine as well. And this guy right here, any second now, there it is, 60 range completed. That's both of our goals unlocked from this little Slayer grind, and I'll just finish up the task, and we will move on. Guys, I'm so stupid. I'm just now realizing that with all the farming I've been doing, I have not equipped these magic secators for a single run yet. Oh my god, I completely forgot about them in my bank because it's so unorganized. I'm so stupid. Had to make another stop over to LMS, and I've ended up with 12 points, so we are going to buy 4 packs of rune arrows. So we got 1,200 more arrows to alch, and you could sell them, like I said earlier, you could sell them to make money, but I just want the magic XP right now. And I also got my first win. So there's a clog. for the Victor's Cape 1. Does it look cool? Kind of, I guess. With our stats finally being trained up enough to fight monsters and complete some more quests, it's time to keep moving with our final goal of this episode, completing Spirits of the Elid and his faithful servants at Barrows. I'm really excited to get to the Barrows run. It's really the first PVM test we're going to be going through, and I'm kind of just, I can't wait. I'm super excited. And it's just a fun inventory of items. Like, how many people have ever had just this exact amount and these exact items in one inventory? I mean, anybody using Bodhi's guide, but other than that, who else has had them? Let's go, starting Spirits of the Elid. We're gonna get 8k prayer experience when we turn this in, and then we can head to Barrows. I'm so excited to finally do our first boss run. Little tip for anybody trying to do Spirits of the Elid pretty early. You have to fight these 3 golems, and you can only hit them each with one style, stab, slash, and then this guy's crush. If you don't have any good weapons for them, you can just bring the rune spear like I have here, and it has all 3 styles, or stab, slash, and crush. Saves you some inventory space from having to bring weapons. And obviously I can't face tank these guys. I killed one using 5 Karambons, that's all I had. But you can just flinch them around any of the corners here, really. Each of the doors has a corner close by where you can just flinch the golem, and it does take a while, as you can see. I think I've done 10 damage while talking. But it gets it done after 2 or 3 minutes, and it's completely safe. This is going to be Spirits of the Elid finished up as soon as I place that on there. 8,000 prayer XP, as well as a little bit of thieving and magic. And don't worry about why that's highlighted. Tip from the past. We can pray at this, and it fills all your stats, which is amazing. And now it really is time. The Barrows run is here. I'm 38 prayer. I'm a little nervous. I mean, it's just Barrows, but I don't have overheads. It definitely could go wrong. Derek could take us out in one fell swoop. But I'm really excited to get into it. So let's head over there. Just before leaving the desert, I had completed the Easy Diary. Now that I'm all prepped for Barrows and I'm walking over to their crypts, I thought it would be fun if we made a danger tier list for all of the brothers to rank how dangerous they are to my account. So to no one's surprise, Darok is going to be the only inhabitor of the S tier, with a base max hit of 29 scaling up to 57 at 1 HP. It just makes sense that the only brother who can one-shot me finds his way into the S tier. Following him up is Carol into the A tier. The reason Carol is the only brother in the A tier is mainly because of the fact that he's ranged and is incredibly accurate on me. While he does only have a max hit of 20, I have no tricks to use to get around him, so it really just is a duel to the death. In the B tier, we have Guthin, Torag, and Verak, and while they do all boast a higher max hit than Carol, because of the fact that they all are melee brothers, we're going to be able to use some fancy tricks down in the crypts to get rid of them with hopefully not much danger. And finally, I've put Aram in the C tier. And I'm not actually going to talk about why he's in the C tier. I think it'll be easier just to show you soon. Now that we know how dangerous all the brothers are, I cannot wait any longer. Let's start fighting them. Carol has a max hit of 20 and is the ranged brother. And we just want to get through this guy first because he's probably the most dangerous. So let's see. We are going to attempt to get on the opposite side of him. We're going to stay healthy at all times. And we're going to get our prayer drained anyway, so there's no point really conserving it. Just walk out, trade 1-to-1 just like this. There's absolutely no rush on this run. And that should be our first brother down, absolutely. And a combat achievement. Defense? What defense? Okay, this might seem strange, but now that we killed Carol, I'm going to come, re-gear, get more food, most importantly fill my prayer, go take out Aram, then we'll go deal with all the melee brothers down in the crypt. Okay, and if you're wondering, what was the point in refilling prayer against Aram if we only have Mystic Might or something like that anyways? What we actually do have from Spirits of the Elid is the Protect from Magic spell. This is huge. Aram is going to be a bit of a problem since we do have to mage him and he has a high magic level, which makes us pretty inaccurate on him. So the only reason we're really going to get through Aram with a decent amount of ease is this spell right here. Now, with the face popping out, it means our prayer gets drained, so I'm hoping we have enough to get through it because I didn't bring anything that would regen it. Don't know exactly what my Aram's max hit is. It looks like it is probably going to be around 20 like the rest of the brothers. That's a huge hit from us. We're on 32 HP. We are good. Eat up now, and that's Aram done. 2 out of 6. Now, the last 4 shouldn't pose us any problems, but you never know. Okay, the plan is to force spawn the brothers by going through here, and then I believe I should be able to attack him through this ladder here. Yep. So that's the plan for all 4 of these melee brothers. Honestly, the hard part's out of the way now. Just don't get one-tapped by Darok. And while he can't one-tap us at his minimum HP, he absolutely can overkill us at his maximum HP. And I do have a skeleton on me, so let's just make sure we're healthy. Eat up, make sure we don't misclick at all. Because one misclick absolutely can't take us out. There is the 3rd brother down. But this is actually what this is, if you didn't know. There is an invisible ladder here, because there is a ladder at every crypt. All of these represent a crypt. So if your tunnel was here, there would have been a visible ladder here, but you could still use the invisible ones to save spot. Easy as can be. There is 4 of the 6 brothers down. Our food is still looking pretty good. The skeletons do hit pretty hard. Like, I mean, they don't hit hard, but they hit every time, it feels like, man. Okay, there's Darok. Stay healthy. This should be the ladder here. Darok is safe spotted. Okay. As soon as Darok is dead, we are in the clear. And if you noticed, I had to go restock for Crumb ones. It took me, I don't know what, like 10 minutes? I feel like I was in the crypt trying to get Darok and Guthin, and I couldn't. They just would not spawn. I don't know if there's like a limit on how many monsters can spawn on doors, maybe. And maybe that's why I couldn't spawn them. There was just like so many skeletons and rats. So Darok could officially one-hit us right now if he were to come around this ladder somehow. So we are going to make sure he is dead before moving out. And now it is time for the last brother. The last brother. I'm getting pounded by a skeleton. For no reason, these things are destroying me. Let's not celebrate too quick. Right-click Guthin. This is it, guys. Our first boss dead on the account in just a few more attacks. 24 max hit. Air Blast is insane. And that should be it. Our first Barrows run. I think this is something that's just so appealing about the hardcore game mode to me, is it just turns these little challenges, I mean, I'm playing in a bit of a weird way, you could say, but these little challenges mean so much more, and they add that bit of stress that just gets you locked in. Let's see if we can pull an item on our first chest now. Boom. No. Okay, but that is the strange icon for the mini quest. And we can now go and turn it in and get 43 prayer. And this lamp right here, the dusty lamp, will take us from 38. Gives us 20,000 prayer experience. And puts us up to 43 perfectly. Look at that. Overheads unlocked. These things are beautiful. With these beautiful overheads unlocked, our account can now take out Grandmaster quest bosses in general, Slayer monsters, whatever we need to. This really blows the game open. It's time to get gear upgrades, weapon upgrades, keep leveling our skills, and just start turning this account into a beast.